Picks, and that is Andrew's. I call it the ultimate probiotic. This is the ultimate Friendly Flora. It is a wonderful product I hope you can discover with us tonight. I was introduced to this maybe 15, 16, 17 years ago when I first started working with Andrew. Can you believe it's been that long? This is something that for digestive support, for gut health, Andrew, it's potent and it's powerful and it's extraordinarily unique.
Well, it has continuously been improved since the day we introduced it. And even when we introduced this product, we had been performing research on this product for more than a decade.
Wow.
And I think we introduced this product now probably a good 15 years ago. So it's something that I wasn't going to introduce a product that required refrigeration because it wouldn't be practical to be shipped directly if it required refrigeration. So we had to make sure that all of the ingredients in the product were going to be stable in the capsule, stable once you get it home. So you're going to be able to benefit from the product. We've continuously improved it. We've improved the diversity of the species of probiotic found in the product. But again, when we look at our microbiome, biome is a biological environment. Our microbiome, we call it that because there's microflora. There are these tiny organisms that live in our microbiome. It's generally surprising, maybe even shocking, when people realize that the number of organisms, these are foreign organisms, but the number of organisms just living in a healthy colon outnumber the number, and just that, even as I say it, it sounds hard to believe, outnumbers the number of cells in your body. We have, say, more than 100 trillion cells in our body. There's more than 100 trillion individual organisms. These are independent individual life forms that live in our colon, upon which we are dependent for the healthy functioning of our digestive tract, for the healthy absorption of the nutrients we require, for getting back to the healthy function of our immune system. And what's really fascinating, if you look at your genetics can reveal a tremendous amount about your health and well-being, reveals a tremendous amount potentially for your risk of disease. Your genetics, my genetics, that's what they'll give me insight into my health, insight into my risk of disease, say. If you look at the genetics of your microbiome, the organisms that are living inside you, they will give you even more insight into your health and well-being and your risk of disease. So, in other words, the friends we choose to live with, they're going to be more determinative, more decisive in determining our good health and our well-being than our own genetics that we inherited, which is really great to hear. The genetics, they were selected for us. It's too late. But how we pick our friends that are going to be living, and hopefully they are our friendly flora and not unfriendly flora, but how we pick our friends, that's something we can change. And that's an enormous opportunity, and that's what this product represents.
And there's so much to dig into. And again, it becomes so commonplace in Andrew's shows when you see these numbers, over 1,700 five-star reviews, just to understand how rare that is to have so many perfect reviews on any product. So that is something that's really worth speaking to. I want to speak to this price because today is the day. One time a year we get the opportunity to do this, and it's happening right now. This is a phenomenal probiotic that you do not need to refrigerate, that you don't need to worry about, that has all that you could possibly desire, and the pricing today matches that desire. 30, 60, 120, or 240. That's where we would normally be. And I'll ask Andrew about the size of that 240 rather than, let's say, a 360 or a 540 in a second. There is the pricing if you're ordering today. 5 flex pay, free shipping and handling. Heck, you're saving nearly as much as you're spending. Andrew, this is a product, obviously, we don't do the jumbo mega sizes for obvious reasons, correct?
Well, we want to make sure that the product is going to be stable. In fact, it starts off with more than 30 billion colony-forming units when we manufacture it, just so we make sure that you have a really healthy margin. We could go as high as a 360 or a 480 count comfortably, but I'd rather be on the lower side so I know that no matter what you subject it to, this product is still going to be delivered more than 25 billion colony-forming units. And that's 25 billion with a B. Long before any other company was talking about billions of colony-forming units, and they were still talking about millions, we were talking and we were doing the research to make sure that we could offer and deliver effectively billions of colony-forming units. So now each small, easy-to-swallow capsule that also contains prebiotics as well, that's the food that nourishes your probiotics. And one of the things, the best thing we can do to nourish the probiotic organisms in our body, our microbiome, is make sure that we eat a diet healthy in fiber, which it seems this time of year we don't do particularly well. Also, we have to be very aware. I just talked before when we talked about liver health, that the average American takes several prescription drugs every single day. And some of the things that we tend to periodically take throughout the year, whether it's for UTI or whatever it might be, some kind of a passing infection, it might be during this time of year, respiratory infection or something like that, bronchitis or pneumonia. When we take an antibiotic, antibiotics can effectively wipe out our microbiome. So it becomes critically important that we repopulate it. Eating fermented foods a great way, a probiotic organism like this a great way, then making sure a diet rich in fiber nourishes and maintains the most diverse microbiome possible. That's the better you feed your microbiome, the better your microbiome is going to be able to behave on your behalf and protect you better.
I think when I look back to what I discovered with Andrew all those years ago was, I was in a place where I was taking a lot of antacids, proton pump inhibitors, and, all these things were maybe not the best thing that I wanted to be doing, and I was looking for natural ways to really support my gut, my digestive system. So I remember standing here with Andrew, and Andrew talking about this and the importance of this, and how we've got to give our body what it needs, and all the probiotics that are out there, and the difference with Andrew's Ultimate Friendly Flora. And I bought this and have never, ever, ever stopped. I was flicking through what some of the folks had said, and they talk about life-changing, or the gold, really the gold standard in probiotics that's out there. It is as I said at the start, a wonderful product to discover. And if you can give this a go and try this, I think you will feel the benefits. Typically, I do every single day. You talk about desert island products. This is one I would never, ever be without. And something, Andrew, that we've not said, and it is important, try it. You have our extended return policy till the end of January right now to return for a full refund if you are not totally happy with it.
Almost 2 months to use it, to enjoy it. And again, and I've heard this before, I've heard it from friends, I've seen it in reviews, that I tend to not use the kinds of claims and language that a lot of the leading brands will use for their probiotic products, where it sounds like they're selling a drug for digestive health. Our microbiome is just a critical part of digestive function. Basic digestive function is defining of digestive health. So I don't have to go on and talk about how this is going to cure this or treat that. A healthy microbiome is part of a healthy functioning digestive system, part of a healthy functioning immune system. I think it's sufficient to talk about it in that fashion,
Yes.
and then to simply describe, well, I could read some reviews here, but just also, and the amount of work that went into selecting the species and organisms for not just their stability, because again, it's important that they be stable in the capsule and stable in the bottle, so that when you swallow that capsule, you're swallowing these active organisms that are going to want to make you their new home. But again, they have to then survive the acid and the enzymes in your stomach and small intestine to make it all the way to your colon to make their new home there, hopefully. So it is a very complex decision-making process that goes into creating the blend, selecting from the menu of thousands of different organisms. When you look at the science, when you look at the research, it becomes crystal clear which are the organisms that are beneficial and desirable. And now you see all sorts of probiotic organisms that are being sold for all sorts of special claims, whether it's cholesterol reduction or brain health or oral health. What we're offering here are the organisms that are basically defining of general health and well-being for your digestive and immune system. That's what we've selected here. If we look at the chart to my right here, over 25 billion total colony-forming units. Over 10 billion of them are specific species of Lactobacillus acidophilus, then a specific species of Lactobacillus plantarum, and another specific species of Lactobacillus paracasei, and also then Bifidobacterium lactis, two different species of Bifidobacterium lactis. And if you've noticed, that has changed subtly over the last decade or so as we identify better versions of those species, because they're constantly being identified. And the moment I can make a product better, it doesn't mean the product before wasn't the best in the world it could be. It means that the moment I make a product better, I don't kind of sit on my laurels. I make sure that I transform that product as quickly as possible, so you're always getting the benefit of the best product possible.
There's just not enough time to go through everything. I mean, you know, we all have our personal experience, but when you talk about maybe stress, or you talk about poor diet, you talk about the aging process, all of these things have an impact on that delicate environment within our bodies. And we all struggle perhaps in some ways and some of us in other ways. What Andrew's Ultimate Friendly Flora has done for me is just really even things out, and I cannot say enough about it. I would urge you, if you've never tried, again, there's those of us that buy it every year, and there's those of us that have never even seen this before, let alone buy it again. You should try this. A probiotic that is, in my opinion, a best in class. I feel the difference every day, and I believe you will as well. You know, we could spend a whole 24 hours just reading all the reviews and what people say. The compelling part today is that we take this beloved product that is really, in my case, transformational, and we offer it at the best pricing of the year. And the pricing is really, really incredible. 30, 60, 120, or 240 capsules. Again, easy to swallow, always easy to take with all of Andrew's products. That's where the pricing will be after today. That's where the pricing is if you're ordering it today. You might just want to try it out, maybe with the 60 capsules, $35.90. Or like me, I'm going to get off air tonight and buy the 240 like I always do. It would typically cost me $175. I get it for under $95 flex pay and free shipping and handling. Andrew, it's easy to be passionate about something that truly has had a positive impact. So many of your products have done that for so many people. This one for me is right up there, one of my top 3 of all time.
And you have you just mentioned before proton pump inhibitors. They're among the most heavily prescribed drugs in America, around the world. And if they're necessary for you to take, they're highly effective medications, but they are so effective that they change the pH in the gut. And when we change the pH, we change the environment for these organisms. So again, it's not as extreme as taking antibiotics, but when we change that environment, it's hopefully an opportunity or a wake-up call that we need to make sure that we're also considering our microbiome, whether it's by making sure we have adequate fiber intake to feed that microbiome, maintain that diverse microbiome, or to make sure that we take a probiotic like Ultimate Friendly Flora, so we make sure that we reconstitute that microbiome with the most important and active species. I don't know if we have time. I just read a couple of reviews really quickly here before we run along. And here, Gut Instinct said, buy this. Trust your gut. I've used a wide variety of flora, pre or probiotics for years. My stomach and gut never actually felt better. I respect and trust Andrew. I watch him each time he's on like it's my job. I listened to my gut and bought this product. What a help it is. Indeed, finally, no lingering discomfort after meals, and I feel like myself again. As I gloat, no more bloat. Yay me. That's from Karen in Pennsylvania. Great quality probiotic. I've been taking Friendly Flora since Andrew first launched the product in HSN. That would be almost 20 years ago. Love this probiotic. I have my entire family taking Friendly Flora and other of Andrew's supplements. I know I can trust Andrew to make quality supplements, which gives me peace of mind that I'm getting the very best for my money, a great investment in my health. Thanks, Andrew and HSN. That's from Bobby in Oklahoma. We'll do one more. The best ever. My 83-year-old mother started taking this several years ago. She will not be without it. Now I take it. My husband, my brother, and cousin are taking it. It helps your gastrointestinal tract like nothing else. You get an added bonus if you take the fibromucil along with it. You must take as stated on the label, and it works. Andrew will have to build a wing onto his factory just for my family. Now, it's again, we talk about structure and function, and even though this doesn't directly affect the structure of our body, these hundreds of trillions of organisms make up part of effectively the structure of our digestive system. And we owe it to ourselves to make sure, just as we tell our children, choose your friends carefully because they can often determine your path through life. Choose your microbiome carefully. The friendly flora we select will definitely affect our path through life.
We are covering a lot of important ground tonight, and I'm excited to see so many folks taking advantage. Pricing on all three of our today's specials is available right now, from immune factors to, of course, PC liver and brain and liver antioxidants, and the mushroom complex for the first time. Thank you for your orders on Ultimate Friendly Flora. I cannot recommend it enough. Let's end the night in a big way, in a tasty way, a delicious way, at